Hi, it's Ben. This is the Property Diary. This is Monday, 22nd of October. And to be honest, I feel absolutely banjaxed today. Came into the office nice and early this morning. I was in here by about 6:15. Just seem to have a lot of stuff to do. And stuff that I mentioned over the weekend and one thing and another, just didn't get around to doing it. Anyway, it's now about 7:15 in the evening. And to be honest, I've just had one of the longest house viewings that I think I've had ever. You remember I mentioned about one of the properties that I spoke to the estate agent about on Friday, and had about a 45-minute telephone call with a lady. Well, I've been to see her this afternoon. Got there at 1 o'clock. 6:45 in the evening I left. Now, I think this is just a reminder and it's a learning point. And the reason I went to see her, because I don't go and see that many properties, most of it's done over the phone. The reason I went to see her was because on the phone I just wasn't getting anywhere. I needed to get the kind of the maths around it, the background on the mortgage, and I needed to understand where the money was, and it was a rental property and her own property, and there's obviously stuff mixed up in it and blah blah blah. Anyhow, I don't know how to put it. I've never known somebody quite that. I actually don't even know what the word is. She's got a mortgage and a secured loan on the rental property, and that's a property I'm interested in. Now, as it turns out, the mortgage and the loan adds up to pretty much what the house is worth. Now, that's okay. I can live with that, and I can make that work for myself. But the only way I can make it work for her, for me to get hold of that property, is to make it work for her on a residential property. Now, a resi property is worth, again, about 130, 140. She's got a £130,000 mortgage on it, £30,000 secured loan with Swift, and another £8,000 charge on it as well. Now, apart from that, I spent... Well, I keep on saying I don't know how to explain this, but I went into a house, and the idea was that we could go through her paperwork. Now, if you've done this before, going through the paperwork is going through a small pile of stuff, finding out what the mortgage is, finding out what the loan is, maybe getting on the telephone and confirming stuff. She had, one of those old people's wheel along kind of shopping bags. That was full of paperwork. She had 2 boxes, this sort of big, full of paperwork. She then had a stash on her settee of paperwork. I've spent about 3 hours this afternoon going through flipping paperwork, trying to do her job for her, which is just literally put it in a pile that relates to that particular loan. She had 13 or 14 different loans, credit cards, loans, outstanding bills. The worst one was for 16 grand, 8 grand, 4 grand, another 4 grand, 5 grand, 500 quid. And just trying to get all the debt letters in one pile each for each thing. Guys, this isn't the stuff that I do. This is the sort of stuff that I used to do when I was doing sort of B&B stuff. When I say B&B stuff, I mean like selling rent back stuff with people in financial strife. I only ended up going to this lady because I thought I could help her with an option on the property because it made sense. It made sense on the phone, it made sense talking to the estate agent about it, it made sense when I was looking at the numbers. And I've just spent 3 hours. I'm kind of angry with myself. I'm angry that I kind of got dragged into it. I'm angry that actually from 1 o'clock till 7:15, 5 3/4 hours of my flipping life, I feel like I've wasted. Now, let's get off my little high horse for 1 second. Is it actually wasted? The crux of the matter is this. I'm not sure that there's anything we can do for her. Turns out that the mortgage she's got on her own house, which is a interest only mortgage, has only got 2.5 years to go. It was a 10-year mortgage. She's 70 years old in February. There's part of me that feels really sorry for her, and there's another part of me that says, for crying out loud, you've had all this money, you've used it all, and you've got nothing to show for it. I'm almost angry for her in that respect. So, what did I do? I got on the phone to a couple of debt consultants that I know, trying to work out how we could help her. or how they could help her, because I don't really want to help her on the debt. That's not my bag. I'm not a financial advisor. And it came to the conclusion that her £34,000 worth of unsecured debt could go into a debt management plan, and that's then going to reduce her outgoings to minimal. And by the way, guys, she's only living on 2 pensions, state pension and her teaching pension, works out to £1,205 a month. And of that, she's trying to pay everything. The beauty is, the 2 secured loans that she's got, one on the rental property and one on a home property, they're both from Swift. When she got them, they were split in half, $15,000 on each, back in 2006. From the first month, she didn't pay the flipping loans. Now, I can see the annoyance with her for Swift, because this is a loan that she pays something like £213 a month on both of them. That's how much she pays. The interest is £360 a month. Every single month, her loan goes up by £140 a month. But she's something like 2,001 and 3,000 the other in arrears, with the disbursements and the admin fees and charges. That's another £6,000 and £7,000 on each. From 2 £15,000 loans, she now owes 30 grand on both. Phenomenal, phenomenal. So part of me feels sorry for her, part of me just feels angry that she's kind of blaming everybody else. Is there a deal in this for me? I doubt it. There's one tiny slither of possibility here, and that tiny slither of possibility is if she literally, if she were to walk away from her residential property and lose it, and she tries to keep the rental property, of which we go in and babysit the mortgage and this Swift loan, which I think the mortgage is something like 230, I can't remember the exact figures, that's something like £230 a month. We would then probably need to pay this 360 on the loan, so it didn't go up any further. But based on the fact that market rent there is higher than that, and with a tenant buyer in there it's even higher, we could probably work out some way we could give her some money. But it's a barrel load of problems, and can't see it really happening. But if I look at the positives that come out of this, it's made me think, stop going around and seeing people's houses, even if you think it's necessary, because you bloody waste your time. So take that on board as one of my learnings. But the other thing is, look, I've spent 3 hours with her, and I've kind of helped her sort out her life. She now knows what she's got to do. She knows that she's either got to go bankrupt and lose the 2 properties and get rid of these debts. She knows she's got to somehow use her payments to actually pay her residential place, because the rental place pays for itself. She knows the debt needs to go into a debt management company. I've organised for her to go and see the CAB, Citizen Advice Bureau, on Friday. I kind of got her life into order with regards to what loans are what, taking these flipping piles and piles of paperwork and divvied it down into these 13, 14 different loans and all the correspondence and stuff. And she was just kind of in tears, in the right old mess, and she's just been chucking her head in the sands. So, crikey, what a flipping day it's been. It's 6:30 in the morning. I started in the office, 6:15 in the office, and it's now just gone sort of 7 PM. Not a day I'd write home about, not a productive day for me, not a profitable day for me, but just kind of reiterates what I know, which is I don't need to go and look at properties. I just need to do deals with people who need their problems solved. And the flip side of this today, that was 3 hours spent hard grafting. I've helped this lady out. Absolutely nothing in it for me. It's 5.5, 6 hours of my life that have been used. But who knows? Who knows when that'll come back to me? So there you go, that's Ben. This is a property diary, a bit of a weird one today. I'm looking forward to tomorrow now, because sod it, I'm not going to be answering the phone. I'm just going to plough on with the stuff that I need to do. I'm going to get a whole bunch of stuff done tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow a whole load more than I'm feeling about today right now. There you go, Ben Rogers, property diary, Monday 22nd of October. I'll look forward to speaking to you tomorrow. Looking forward to a good one. Take care.